Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's unboxing video of the new starter set for Final Fantasy. This is the 2018 starter deck for Final Fantasy XIII. My name is James and today I'll be going through this box and showing you what's inside. So let's get it open. This is for Fire and Ice. And I've got Sarah at the front, but we'll go through that in a second. She is now the Moogle Queen in the set. So you get your starter deck and your playmat, but we'll just toss that aside. And let's open this. There you go. I hate these little plastic. There we go. There we go. Got there in the end. So give that a bit of a wiggle because they're all stuck together. And let's get on to the actual cards now. So we do have Sarah, who is, as I said before, she is now some form of Moogle Queen, for she does work very well with the Moogles. So she's an Ice card with an EX, and forward with 7,000 power and 5 cost. EX Burst puts Sarah into the field. You may search for one Moogle and add it to your hand. So even though she's a 5 cost, she's essentially a 3 cost because you put 2 CP into your hand. And when Sarah attacks, activate all the job Moogles you control. And you may discard a Moogle to choose one forward and dull it. So, in fact, she refunds herself pretty quickly, because if you got those Moogle backups, then when she attacks, she activates all of them, and you just tap them all for CP or for their skills. So she's very good for a 5 cost. Like, that's not too expensive for her, really. And then we have this atrocious looking Moogle. I hate the Final Fantasy XIII 2 Moogle. I don't know. Maybe he's cute, but I find the other Moogles in the other games a lot cuter. But this is Mog 13-2, a 2-cost Ice backup, and Del, choose one card named Sarah or card named Noel. It gains First Strike or Brave until the end of the turn. So that's pretty good, because Sarah has to attack to activate the Moogles. So if you give her Brave, then she can still defend next turn at least. So, and that's a good Moogle choice. And also when she attacks, you stand Mog back up, which means you can then rest him again to give her First Strike, or give Noel something as well. Then we have Yule, I think that's how you say it. So she's a 2-cost backup. Pay 0 to look at the top card of your deck, and you can only use this ability once per turn. And when Yule is put from the field into the break zone, put the top 10 cards of your deck into your break zone. So self-milling, that's quite a lot of cards. So yeah, I'm not sure how... I guess your opponent can just kill you off by targeting her, but luckily targeting backups is not too common in this game yet. And then we have Arithmetician. She is a 3-cost, and you may dull her to select one number. Dull all the forwards of the cost. You can only use this ability during your turn. Now that's a really, really good ability. If your opponent's got lots of big guys, let's say the new Dark Legend, who's a 6-cost, there's a good chance that you won't have a 6-cost, because that's pretty rare cost to have. So you just rest her, and then doop, he's dull, and then can't block with it. I mean, still attack with it, but I'm sure you can find other ways to work around that. Then we have Bard, to pay 2 Ice, dull, and choose one forward and dull it. So there you go. That's your option to dull the other little boy. Or I've forgotten his name. Eldniash or something like that. And then we have Shiva, who is a 3-cost summon with EX Burst. Choose one forward, dull it, and freeze it. Always a good thing for Ice to have. Summoner, just a 1-cost standard unit backup. Knight, 3-cost standard unit forward with 7,000 power. There we go. Herdy, another Moogle, and 2-cost, and also pay 2 and dull. Dull all the forwards with equal cost to the number of job Moogles you control. So you get 2 of Herdy. Put it in a little special Moogle section. Got Ghoul, 2-cost monster, pay 1 Ice and pay 1 of anything else, rest him, choose one forward and dull it. So there we go, that's Ghoul. Knight, 4 cost forward with 8,000 power. Just put that with the other knight. Amadar. If your opponent controls any monsters, Amadar gains plus 2,000 power and first strike and brave. So that's already a pretty good thing against monster decks. And when a forward you control is put from the field into the break zone, double the power of Amadar until the end of the turn. So even if your opponent doesn't run monsters, he still has a good secondary ability. So definitely nice to see. Tell you what, just put all the static units together and put the interesting characters on their own. Now Noel is a really good card because if you control Sarah, he gives plus 2,000 power, making him a 4-drop 9k. And you can also pay 2 fire and 4 of anything to play Noel onto the field. You can only use this ability during your main phase and if Noel is in the break zone. So you can just revive Noel, which is a fantastic thing to do. So you get 4 of him. Then we get Lebrew. Choose rest her. Choose one category 13 forward you control, which is all these unique characters here. It gains plus 1,000 power until the end of turn. So not quite the previous fire backup of Lebrew, but she is more flexible when you're using different elements. Then we have Caius, Brave, 9,000 power for a 4 cost, which is instantly really good, but when he dies, you have to discard a card, which isn't such a terrible thing, because if you work around it, so if you know he's going to die, or you're generally low on hand anyway, you discard cards to bring things out, and then you can use your backups for their skills instead. Which means if Caius dies, you don't have to discard anything. Therefore, he is just a 4 cost 9k, which is an amazing amount of power for the cost, and with Brave as well. So we have Gadot. The forwards of cost 2 or... specifically 2. The forwards of cost 2 you control gain 2,000 power, and when Gadot attacks, choose one forward, it gains haste until the end of turn. So you want him out early, because you can just constantly give your forwards haste. Then we have Black Mage, put Black Mage into the break zone, choose one forward and deal it 4,000 damage. Evoker, 1 cost, does nothing apart from be a backup. Brynhilda, 3 cost, EX burst, choose one forward and deal it 7,000 power. 2 of that, and put that with my other summon, with Shiva. And Saz, when Saz attacks, choose one forward, opponent controls, deal it 1,000 damage for each point of damage you have received, which is a good, nice combination with Brynhilda, because it's probably going to be enough to finish off most characters. Then we have Mont Blanc. He is pay 2 fire and dull. Choose one forward, deal it 1,000 damage for each job Moogle you control. Another good thing to combo off Brynhilda. And Bomb. Put Bomb into the break zone, choose one forward, deal it 5,000 damage. Yet again, as I was saying before, nice combo with any of the damage dealers, really. So yeah, that is everything for this starter deck. We only got 3 different Moogles, which is a bit unfortunate, but that is still 3 extra CP every turn, or even using their skills every turn, because Mont Blanc, say you can do a maximum of 3,000 damage to something, but you stand him back up, and then you can do another 3,000 damage to something else, or the same thing to deal 6,000 damage. Mog is an amazing Moogle to have, especially as you can use its ability twice thanks to Sarah. And Herdy is not going to be fantastic, but he still does 3 drops or less at maximum, so that is pretty good every turn, but 3 drops are normally the ones you don't have to worry about too much, because you can probably burn them to death with Brynhilda, Bomb, Saz, and someone else. Oh, maybe Mont Blanc. But yeah, either way, Sarah is an amazing card. Being able to activate all the Moogles, if you could fit more Moogles into this, that would be fantastic. Especially if you could put stuff like, maybe you want to put the other Mont Blanc in there, the one that searches for Marche, or however his name's pronounced. But yeah, so that is everything for this. If you're interested in the other 2 starter decks that came out today, which were for 12 and 14, be sure to check those out. I'll leave annotations for those 2 videos. And remember, everything you can see here can be bought and sold on biggorbitcards.co.uk. So I hope to see you next time. Bye.